Good morning once again. I am Teacher Joker from Wacho Wacho School. I am teaching English under the English program and I'm currently handling grade 5/1. So today I'm going to teach mathematics, wherein our topic for today is solving word problems involving combined operations. So ready? Okay, so I hope you're ready. So we're now going to start. Okay, so before we start, let's have first a review on our previous lesson, which is combined operations. So are we ready? So what is combined operation, by the way? When we say combined operation, using or applying two or more operations in one problems. Okay, using two or more operation in one problem. And we have four basic operations, right? So speaking of operations, what are those? We have addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication, right? So those are the four basic operations. So if you're going to use two or more operation, like for example, you're going to add and then subtract and then divide, for example, in one problem, therefore you are using combined operation in one problem. You are solving a problem with two or more operation. Okay? So again, combined operation is using or applying two or more operations in one problem. So these are the four basic operations. Again, we have there addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are not new to you already because we discussed this one before. Okay, so when performing combined operations, we have things we need to consider. First, work from left to right. Okay, work from the left to right. Next, do multiplication or division before doing the addition or subtraction. So later on, I will be showing you some examples for that. Again, do the multiplication or division before doing the addition and subtraction. So that's the other way on performing combined operation. If there are brackets, always do the operations within the bracket first. I repeat, if there are brackets in the problem, always do first the operations within the bracket before solving the numbers outside the bracket. So later on, I will be showing you again an example for this. So this is the third thing that we need to consider in solving combined operation. Now let's have the example. Okay, so a while ago I said that do the addition first before the subtraction. So if you're going to look at the problem on the slide, we have addition and subtraction, right? And the rule is do first subtraction before proceeding to subtraction. Okay, so we need to add first the number which are inside the bracket and then solve the number outside the bracket. So 5,432 plus 425. The answer is 5,857. So we answered already, right? And then subtract now the number outside the bracket, which is 1,093. Okay, so that's how to solve for the problem. Do first what is inside. This one, do what is inside the bracket. So this is what I am talking about. The number inside the bracket. After adding these two numbers, and then you can now subtract with the number outside, which is 1,093. So our answer there is 4,764. Okay. Again, another example. 34,327 plus 134,200 subtract 600. Okay, so the rule is if there are brackets, always do the operations within the bracket first. So solve first the numbers which are inside the bracket. So subtract first 134,200 minus 600. So you need first to subtract that one, and then you are going to add 34,327. So after subtracting this number, you can now add to this number. Okay? So 34,327 plus 133,600 is equal to 167,927. So this is now the answer. Again, then we have note over here which says if there are brackets, always do the operations within the bracket first. Another example, we have here 134,340 minus 500 plus 327. So we have subtraction and addition. So first we're going to do the operation within the bracket, which are 134,340 minus 500, wherein the answer is 133,840. Now we can now add to the next number, which is plus 327. So the answer there is 134,167. Again, do the operations within the bracket first, just like what we did. Okay, another, we have here 200 times 3. Okay, let's solve first the number within the bracket. So 200 times 3 is equal to 600 plus 324. So 600 plus 324 is 924. Okay, first we solve first these numbers within the bracket before we added the next number. And now let's have the mastery practice on your workbook pages 6 to 7. So please open your workbook on page 6 to 7. So we're now going to solve the problem there, applying the 4 basic operations and the rule in solving combined operations, I should say. So in number 1, for example, we have here 216 times 34 plus 3,795. We have 4 choices. Letter A, 4,045. Letter B, 11,139. Letter C, 136,374. While letter D, 827,064. So how are we going to solve for the problem? Applying the rule in solving combined operation, we need to do first the multiplication before addition. So first, multiply 216 times 34. Wherein the answer there is 7,344. And then proceed now to addition. So 7,344 plus 3,795 is 11,139. Therefore, the answer in number 1 is 11,139. When if you are going to locate in the choices, it's on letter B. Okay? So again, do first the multiplication before subtraction. Okay, number 2. 12,210 divided by 15 subtract 75. Okay, so we have four choices. Letter A, 739. B, 809. C, 3,419. Letter D, 12,135. So how are we going to solve for this problem? Since we have two basic operations that we need to solve or we need to use, which is division and subtraction. First is we're going to apply MDAS, wherein do first multiplication and then division and then addition and then the last one is subtraction. So since we have here division and subtraction, we are going to solve first the 12,210 divided by 15, which is 814. And then after that one, you're going to subtract 75 from 814. So if we're going to solve for that, the answer is 739. So in our choices on the left side, 739 is on letter A. Therefore, the answer in this number is letter A. Okay, so again, solve first for multiplication and then do the division and then proceed to addition, and the last one you are now going to subtract because that's the rule. And the third example, 1880 plus 360 divided by 8. So before we're going to answer or solve the problem, we're going first to do the division here. So 360 divided by 8 is equal to 45. And then proceed to addition. So 1880 plus 45 is equal to 1925. So if you are going to locate that one on our choices over here, the answer is on letter B. So 1880 plus 360 divided by 8 is equal to 1925. Again, if you are going to solve a problem with combined operations, do first the multiplication and then division and then addition and then proceed to subtraction, or what we call MDAS. Understood? Now I would like you to continue answering the mastery practice on your workbook, page 8 to 9. So I had showed you already how to solve number 1, 2, and 3. So you can now proceed in answering until number 20. Okay? So this is on your workbook, page 8 to 9. So just circle the letter of your answer. No need to show this how did you solve. Just circle the letter of your answer. Okay? Choose the correct answers and then circle its letter. Okay? So that's all for your activity for today. And that's all for today. So please do your activity on your workbook on page 45. So if you have some questions about our topic for today, which is problem solving involving combined operations, you are free to send a message in our line or make a call. Okay, so I showed you some examples on how to solve a problem, word problem involving combined operations. So you now can do the rest. Okay, do the rest. So that's all for today, and let's call it a day. Thank you for listening, and see you again next time.